start here. Parliament says it will oppose the Public Protector's urgent attempt to stop an impeachment inquiry against her. Busisiwe Mkhwebane lodged the application in the Western Cape Division of the High Court on Friday. eNCA senior reporter Lindsay Dentlinger has the latest for that story, and she'll update us now. Lindsay, what argument is the PP advancing for wanting to stop this inquiry this time around?
Well, Maseko, you will recall that she brought a similar application in 2020. Only then she was more concerned about the rules of Parliament and believing that the rules that guided the process that got us to where we are now, which is Parliament preparing to start its impeachment inquiry against her, that she found that those rules, or her view were that those rules were unconstitutional. In this latest application, however, Maseko, she's mostly taking issue with recent developments and targeting her action against the Speaker of the National Assembly and the President. In the first instance, she is claiming, well, really that both of them, she says, and I just want to quote for you, she says she believes the Speaker and the President are acting with bad faith, with improper motives and bias. And so you will recall that on the one hand, the President has written to her asking her to indicate why she should not be suspended during this process. And in her court papers, she tells the court that the President is highly conflicted in trying to suspend her. We learn from these papers that she's investigating at least 4 matters against the President. We know 1 or 2 of those relate to Bosasa and the CR17 campaign. And she says because of these investigations that she's conducting, and by the President's own admission in previous papers before the court in similar matters, he has previously conceded that he's conflicted in the situation. And so therefore she doesn't believe he's the proper person, and she wants him to retract that intention to suspend her. And then also similarly for the Speaker, she wants the Speaker also to retract letters that the Speaker wrote to the President, informing the President that Parliament was just about ready to start that inquiry. And then she wants the court to interdict that inquiry, that committee charged with conducting that inquiry, until such time as the court can determine whether the actions of the Speaker and the President are in fact constitutional. So that's some of the arguments that she's advancing. And of course, not to forget, she is awaiting an outcome from the Constitutional Court that relates to those earlier issues she had about the rules that Parliament has used to get to this process, most notably the use of a retired judge to weigh up the evidence against her on that panel that brought us to where we are. And she is still of the view that that is a conflict of the separation of powers.
Well, the Speaker is opposing this application by the Public Protector. I believe that the inquiry was supposed to start today, in fact, the 5th of April. So where is Parliament's process then in terms of this inquiry against the Public Protector?
Well, no, Maseko, the National Assembly Speaker had until today to indicate, until noon today, to indicate to the court whether she would oppose this application that the Public Protector lodged on Friday. And Parliament has now confirmed to me that it has informed the court that it will indeed oppose this application. And so it will have until next week to respond to these arguments that I have just been talking to you about that have been advanced by the Public Protector. But a week ago, yes, Parliament's ad hoc committee were discussing how to proceed next in this inquiry. Last week, they endorsed the names of 2 advocates from the Cape Bar that have been appointed by the State Attorney's Office who will lead evidence in this inquiry. And they have a schedule to start this inquiry proper in terms of weighing up evidence and possibly calling witnesses on the 4th of May. And so you can imagine that the Public Protector wants this matter before the courts before then. And it is our understanding that it should be heard within 3 weeks from today, so that there might or might not be an urgent interdict granted before that inquiry is set to get underway proper.
All right, Lindsay Dentlinger, let's leave it there for now. She's giving us an update on the fact that the National Assembly Speaker has decided to oppose the Public Protector's application in the High Court, asking the President to not go ahead with that inquiry.